Now I want to do something real quick about what we call consumer surplus. This is something that's going to be part of our margin utility analysis also. Just real quick, consumer surplus is the difference between our margin utility and our price. So for example, I'll use the Georgia football game again. Let's say the ticket price for me is $50 to go see Georgia play UK. So I pay $50. So my margin utility for that first game to see it live is $200. So I am getting $200 worth of satisfaction from that game, but I'm only having to pay $50, which means my margin utility is my margin utility is $200, right? That's my margin utility. But the price, right? The price of the tickets is $50. So if 200 is the margin utility and 50 is the price, that means my consumer surplus is $150. I'm coming out $150 ahead in consumer surplus because my margin utility, my satisfaction for this game is way higher than the price. Therefore, it is a good decision. You've heard of things like cost-benefit analysis, which we'll get into. Essentially what that is if your margin utility for doing something is higher than the price, which is to say the benefit of it is higher than the cost, then you should do it, right? Then you're having positive consumer surplus, okay? So I wanted you to know that basic term real quick. So consumer surplus, which we'll call CS, if margin utility is greater than the price, then you're having a positive consumer surplus. And as long as you've got money to do that, then that's a rational behavior to do, and you should do it because you are achieving a surplus of essentially happiness, right? Your satisfaction is above the price, so you're doing really great. However, if your margin utility is lower than the price, then you have negative consumer surplus, and you shouldn't make that decision because you're not coming out ahead, right? So like if the price of the UK football game is $50 and they're playing some crap team I don't want to watch and it's 2 degrees outside and I'm sick, then my margin utility for seeing that game is $10. So if the price is 50, right? So if the price is 50 and my margin utility is 10, then that means that the margin utility is less than the price. Therefore, I have negative consumer surplus, so I'm not going to make that decision. So what this does is it defines how we are going to behave once we measure our margin utility and we know the price.